1. They don't talk. They command like a drill sergeant. This is that family member who thinks every sentence must come with pressure, attitude, and a tone that makes everyone else feel small. They don't have conversations, they deliver instructions. Their voice is always sharp, rushed, and full of "I'm in charge" energy. They talk like you owe them something just for existing. Explanation. They talk this way because controlling people believe that if they stop being loud, they will lose power. So instead of asking, they demand. Instead of communicating, they dominate. Example, real-life situation. Instead of saying, "Can you please pass the salt?" they go, "Pass the salt, now." And if you don't move fast enough, they act like you disrespected the whole family bloodline. 2. Their aggression is not strength. It's insecurity in disguise. Behind the loud voice and the explosive reactions is someone who actually feels weak inside. They weren't taught emotional maturity, so they use aggression as a shield. They confuse being scary with being respected. They shout because they don't know how to talk. Explanation. Aggression is easier than admitting they feel powerless somewhere else in their life, work, relationships, money, or their childhood. They push people at home because home is the only place they feel they can win. Example. They get embarrassed at work, come home frustrated, and suddenly start yelling at the kids for making noise when the house is literally quiet. 3. They interrupt everyone because silence scares them. They can't let someone else finish a sentence. The moment someone else speaks, they feel the spotlight slipping away. So they jump in, cut people off, and twist the conversation back to themselves. Explanation. They interrupt because they're not listening. They're waiting to dominate. Being quiet feels like losing control. Example. You say, "I think," and they instantly cut in with, "No, listen, let me tell you what's happening." 4. They use fear as discipline because that's all they ever learned. They believe shouting fixes everything. They think fear equals respect. To them, if people aren't scared, people won't listen. It's a mindset passed down to them. They saw it growing up, and now they repeat it without thinking. Explanation. Some people never learned calm communication. They only learned punishment, so they think that's how you teach others. Example. Instead of explaining why something is wrong, they immediately say, "If you do that again, you'll see what happens." No communication, straight intimidation. 5. They twist reality to avoid ever being wrong. This is the family member who can be clearly wrong but still tries to convince you the sky is green. They change stories, deny what they said, or blame you until you feel like the crazy one. Explanation. They rewrite reality because controlling people can't handle being wrong. Being wrong feels like losing power. Example. You say, "You shouted at me yesterday." They reply, "No, you made me raise my voice. Don't lie." 6. They treat disagreement like disrespect. You can be calm, respectful, soft-spoken, and still, boom, they explode just because you didn't agree with them. They take every difference in opinion as a personal attack. Explanation. To them, respect and obedience. If you don't obey, they feel insulted. Example. You say, "I don't think that's right." They instantly respond, "Oh, so now you think you know better than me?" 7. Their apologies are fake because they never take responsibility. Their sorry always comes attached to a sentence that blames you. They can never just admit they were wrong. They pretend to apologize, but secretly shift the blame. Explanation. People like this don't apologize to repair the relationship. They apologize to end the conversation without facing the truth. Example. Sorry, but if you didn't annoy me, I wouldn't have shouted. That's not an apology. That's manipulation. 8. They mistake controlling behavior for leadership. They think being older or paying bills automatically gives them the right to control everyone's decisions. They call it guidance, but what they really mean is do what I say or else. Explanation: they believe control, love, because that's how they were raised. They don't understand emotional independence. Example: you're an adult making your own choices and they still talk to you like you're 10 years old. 9. They must win every argument even if they destroy the vibe. They cannot walk away without the last word. Even if everyone is exhausted and the house is quiet, they will revive the argument just to prove they were right. Explanation: to them, losing an argument means losing status. Example: a fight starts over dishes. 3 hours later, they're still shouting about how nobody respects them in this house. 10. Their presence drains the whole room's energy. You can feel the tension shift when they enter. People stop laughing, everyone sits straighter, conversations die instantly. Their energy is heavy, sharp, and unpredictable. Explanation: people adjust themselves around aggressive family members to avoid triggering them. Example: the house is peaceful, people are talking, and the moment they walk in, the room goes quiet like a teacher just entered a noisy classroom. Every family has that one person who walks into the room and the entire atmosphere shifts. Conversations pause, people sit straighter, and even the jokes suddenly become safe. This family member doesn't need a crown or a title. Their attitude alone tells everyone, I run this place. They speak loudly, walk like they own the air, and react like the world revolves around their moods. And the truth is, most people don't talk about it, but everyone feels it. This type of aggressive, controlling personality doesn't come out of nowhere. It's created through years of environment, insecurity, bad habits, and unhealed emotional wounds. They pretend to be strong, but deep down, they're fighting battles they never admit to. The louder they are on the outside, the more chaotic they are on the inside. One of the most damaging behaviors is their tendency to twist reality. You can clearly remember what happened, but they will deny it, flip the story, or blame you until you start questioning your own memory. This manipulation isn't random. It's a defense mechanism. Controlling people cannot handle being wrong. They need to believe they are always right, because admitting fault feels like losing the only power they have. And if you ever disagree with them, even gently, they take it as disrespect. They see disagreement as an attack, not a normal part of conversation. In their mind, respect equals obedience. If you don't obey, you're being disrespectful. This can make even small discussions turn into full-blown arguments because they don't separate having a different opinion from challenging their authority. When they apologize, it's never a real apology, it's a performance. Their version of saying sorry usually sounds like, I'm sorry, but if you didn't make me angry, I wouldn't have done that. That "but" is their shield. They use it to avoid responsibility. It's less of an apology and more of a reminder that the blame is still somehow yours. And with time, you recognize that not all family is good family. Some people love you but don't know how to treat you correctly. Some people care about you but don't know how to express it. Some people want the best for you, but in the worst possible way. This summary isn't about attacking them. It's about understanding the deeper truth. It's about giving language to the chaos you grew up with. It's about helping people realize that they're not alone, and that the tension they feel is real, valid, and common in many households. Recognizing this type of behavior is the first step toward healing, for yourself, and maybe one day even for them. But healing doesn't start by fixing them. It starts by understanding your worth, protecting your peace, and breaking the cycle of fear-based communication. Before you go, Do me one favor. Don't be like that aggressive family member who thinks listening is optional. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit like, and drop a comment so we can keep growing this community of people who love real, raw truth. And if you want deeper breakdowns, more psychology, more facts, and more content you can't get anywhere else, go check out my website. It's packed with everything you need. And trust me, it won't shout at you.